Hi, I'm Brad.
And I'm Chris.
And welcome to our video review of Kane and Lynch 2 Dog Days, developed by IO Interactive, published by IDOS Interactive. Now, since we're new to reviews, I'm going to let Chris over here explain to you how exactly we review our games.
We break the reviewing process down into 4 categories: gameplay, graphics, sound, and story.
Hey, relax.
At the end of our reviews, we'll give you a rent or buy a suggestion, and we'll each give you our individual score rating out of 10.
Our first category is graphics. While the graphics aren't mind-blowing, they're enough to set the stage for Kane and Lynch 2. While some of the textures and character models are bleak and bland, the overall environments make Kane and Lynch 2 a very believable and a real experience. The dark and moody lighting creates a very action-packed, intense crime thriller. IO hit the nail on the head with this, which very few other studios can accomplish.
Now, our second category today is going to be the gameplay. So Kane and Lynch 2 is pretty much your basic third-person shooter. Go into cover, pop out, and repeat. And repeat, and repeat, and repeat. The game is very, very repetitive, offering little to nothing else than just shooting. But that doesn't stop it for the game from being very, very fun and very intense. The style of the game is very cool. Think of it as if some random person is just following Kane and Lynch around with a camera, and that's what Kane and Lynch 2 is. Now, a lot of people hate this, but a lot of people love it. But there is a way to turn it off. Go to the start menu, go down to options, go to gameplay, and go to Steadicam, and turn it to activate. Now keep in mind, this doesn't get rid of the shaky cam look, but it does make the game a lot more playable. IO Interactive has answered a lot of complaints from the first game. No longer is there a stupid analog stick cover system where you fiddle around the analog stick for 5 minutes and then you're in cover. Now, all you do is simply press A and you're in cover. This makes the combat a lot more fluid and a lot less frustrating. The combat system in Kane and Lynch 2 is much improved. Firefights are hectic, insane, and really fun, and it's always satisfying mowing down a group of enemies with a light machine gun. Although 5 to 6 hours of this, depending on what difficulty you're on, can get very, very repetitive. I'll describe the entire game to you. Run, shoot, get in cover, shoot some more, and open a door. That's pretty much the entire game. But intense firefights and great voice work can make up for this.
Now let's talk about sound. The audio was the highlight of this experience. From the amazing voice work, which creates incredibly believable and detailed characters, to roaring firefights, which underline the action, Kane and Lynch 2 delivers. During intense firefights, the various cries and constant gunfire assault your senses, leaving a lasting impression.
Although our opinions on the sound may have been short, it's just something you have to experience yourself to believe. Now, let's get into the story. Kane and Lynch 2 doesn't have a bad story, but it doesn't have a good one either. I mean, don't go into this thinking it's going to be Mass Effect 2. The story picks up with Kane entering Shanghai, Lynch his new home, and Lynch is doing pretty good for himself and trying to put the past behind him. Now, Kane is there on some sort of arms deal, which they think, if they get it done, they'll be set for life. But once Kane gets there, safe to say, shit goes down. Later on, Lynch's girlfriend Sue gets kidnapped, and then it becomes sort of a rescue/revenge mission. Now, there are some pretty shocking moments in the game. Of course, I'm referring to the torture scene, which you saw a bit of at the beginning of the video. You know, that leads to some pretty gruesome and kind of weird gameplay when you're running on as Kane and Lynch, naked, covered in scars from a box cutter. And a thing you should know is the game has a downright horrible ending. And when I say horrible, I mean horrible. You'll probably ask yourself, wait, what? That's the ending? That's it? Fucking sucks. That's horrible. Me and Chris were asking ourselves the very same question at the end of the game. We seriously came up with a better ending within like 30 seconds. And if we come up with a better one, IO could have come up with a better one too. Alright, there you have it. our review of Kane and Lynch 2 Dog Days. Alright, now it's time for the ratings.
I'm giving Kane and Lynch 2 Dog Days a 7.0 and recommend a rent.
I liked Kane and Lynch 2 a little more than Chris, giving it a 7.5, but I had to give it a rent status as well.
The positives are: sound is amazing, combat is fun and intense, the game feels very real and very brutal, the game creates a fantastically dark and moody atmosphere, the game also delivers a fresh and new look.
Okay, so the negatives are, the storyline could have been a bit better, it can get very, very repetitive very fast, and at points the game can be very frustrating, and it has a horrible, horrible ending. This has been a BC Reviews production, and thanks for watching. If you want to see more of us in the future, please go to our channel and subscribe, and look out for more video reviews coming out, like Mafia 2.
Welcome to Shanghai.